did you know that there's 8 phases in every year? And we're entering potentially the doldrum phase. What do I mean by that? Real simple. First of all, let's start from where we are now, which is the kind of the 5th phase, and why that's the doldrums. Simply put, the breaking down the year into these phases can help you with understanding motivation, both on your end and a client's perspective, whether or not you're in the fitness business, but also understanding what you can do to change it and how you can be a little bit more flexible. Let's go back and break down, though, all the 8 phases. So first of all, New Year's through February break, wherever that tends to fall, maybe let's call it President's Week. That's phase 1. That's usually when people are rah, super motivated and they're ready to go, and they want to push things. And usually momentum is very high. That's when New Year's resolutions take place. But what happens there is life takes over, right? And you have travel, you have vacations, and then probably you probably have a February vacation in there. So that can interrupt things. So that's phase 1. After phase 1 is over, we have that phase 2 from February break until Easter/Passover/daylight savings. Within that time period, you might have another travel or a trip, and then you might be preparing for that. So motivation has a chance to be pretty high again. So in that period, most people are going to have gym access. It might be in the winter, but that's okay. You're still going to have that ability to push the limit from the fitness and health perspective. You can pretty much get into a routine. Then what happens is after Easter, Passover/spring break, we're looking at Memorial Day weekend. This is when usually, right, people think the first quarter of the year is always the biggest one for gym signups, which they are correct. It's not the biggest necessarily for personal training. Personal training tends to be highest actually in that time period from Easter and Passover until Memorial Day weekend. This is really important for personal trainers to know. Also, in case you're planning vacations, I used to tell personal trainers to never plan a vacation unless it was the last week, right around this Easter Passover time of March, or the 4th of July, or Labor Day, because of the phasic times in which our clients are most likely to take trips and vacations. You try to mirror that. So going back to that phase though, from Easter, Passover/daylight savings until Memorial Day, people are really motivated. Memorial Day tends to be that big reveal, and so within the concept of there's pretty much no trips, there's no holidays really, and after Easter and Passover until Memorial Day weekend, it's really a huge opportunity for personal trainers and for people to take that 6 to 8 weeks and to blow it out of the water in terms of everyone tends to be really motivated. After Memorial Day weekend until 4th of July, it's that other maybe big reveal, right? People are going on a trip over 4th of July, people are going to a beach house over 4th of July, or they have a beach house, so they're all getting excited and they're ready to go. And now, back to today, they're in that 4th of July phase to Labor Day. The other problem with this 4th of July to Labor Day is it's long, right? The weeks go by slow. If you're watching your kids, it's painstaking, right? Every day seems like it's 24 hours of watching kids, even though they're waking up at 7 and going to bed at 7, well, ideally. So my heart goes out to those parents who are watching kids right now, because it's very difficult to not grab for that glass of wine at 5 o'clock to say, oh well, I'm just gonna restart. I'm gonna wait, and that's tough, right? That's why I call it the summer doldrums. Same with personal trainers. So like, oh, my clients are away. I'm just gonna, yeah. How many sessions did I do last week? Right? That's the problem. The summer doldrums are real, and I honestly think July and August, especially in New York City, might be the time when, if you're a personal trainer and you put the pedal to the metal right now, I think you're going to take advantage of other people who are potentially sleeping right now through the summer. They're taking a 3-day work week, maybe a 4. They're working from home, but let's be honest, they're taking their conference calls from the beach. Their video's not on. You know that they're probably on mute too. A lot of people are falling asleep at the wheel right now. So if you're one of those people who are like, you know what, you're right, let's do this, you're probably going to get some momentum in this phase. Then once we reach Labor Day weekend, it tends to ramp back up. The only soft spot in that is the Jewish holidays in New York City, just because a lot of our clients are Jewish, so there's a couple interruptions, but that's only in a 2 to 3 day span. So there's really, again, a lot of momentum, and this tends to be, that's why I call this the doldrums, 4th of July to Labor Day. That's the trap, right? That's when people, they let their guard down, but Labor Day weekend, everyone's fired up, and all the companies and the CEOs are having meetings, and it's like, well, you just lost 8 weeks, bro. What happened? Now you're gonna like bump it up before Columbus Day, and then people are gonna travel again. So again, I'm gonna hammer this home. This period right now, from 4th of July to Labor Day, if you're someone in the fitness business, you need to take advantage of everything that you can do to capture clients. And that's what we're gonna do here at Structure, because again, the doldrums, I don't know. I like the summer. I like the heat. I like when it's warm. I like the energy. I like that people are out. You got long days. I want to take advantage of that. Then, plus in the fall, I love that weather too. I love that it gets nice. I like fall golf. I think people get excited about football. People tend to brunch. People tend to be in the city more on weekends. It tends to be a fun time of year. And by the way, if you're living in the suburbs, it's the same concept. Football's back. You're going to the pumpkin. You're wearing your Uggs. Just kidding. Who wears those? But yeah, that this time period from Labor Day through Columbus Day, this is huge. So it's really a time where you're really going to capture. Now, the other longest period is from roughly Columbus Day, which is the second weekend of October, through Thanksgiving, which is the fourth weekend of November. So it's really a long time period. This is another really big time period for personal trainers, with the exception of Veterans Day. Looking at this calendar year and saying, when should I travel? Trainers should not be going away at this time. Everybody's here. This time period from Labor Day weekend through New Year's, personal trainers should not be going away. Sorry. They shouldn't be planning a trip in that time period. You want to go away, go away between Christmas and New Year's and schedule it there. Go away. That's a great time because the percentage of your clients that go away in that time period is going to be high. If 75% of your clients or 50% of your clients are going away, then you're only losing 50%. If you go away in one of these other times, then you're losing 100%. Doesn't make sense. So anyways, Columbus Day to Thanksgiving, that's another big momentum booster. So we're talking about the time of year when things are highest. I'm going to talk about the last and the smallest phase of the year, okay? Thanksgiving to Christmas. This is the toughest for personal trainers, the absolute toughest. You got people going away for Thanksgiving. You're losing 3 to 5 days, business days, depending on how far they're traveling and where they're traveling. And then you got Christmas to New Year's. If your clients have kids, they are gone the third or fourth week of December. Gone. See you in the next year. So this is, we talk about the summer doldrums, but this is the winter doldrums. This is real. This happens. There's so many people that if they buy a package in December 1st, this is the problem with packages. They buy a package December 1st. Well, and they buy a 12-pack. They're only using 6. They're not renewing until halfway through January. You're not getting paid again for 6 weeks versus the usual 4. So in summary, the phases of the year are important to understand as you plan to either dominate or be dominated by the lifestyles of your clients, in addition to capture the momentum of people that may be sleeping / people that may be ready to go. As people return to the city, you're going to find that the momentum is somewhat flipped right now as the city regains new residents, as the city regains new businesses. So this summer is going to be a little different. I would argue that in the rest of the country, outside of New York City, it's going to be a little different in terms of that feel. People are probably going to have a little bit more, yo, bro, let's chill. But I think in the city, it's going to be a little different. But it's really important to understand the slowest time of year for personal training is this 4th of July to Labor Day window, and then probably half of December. So you're going to have 6 to 8 weeks of, I'm going to say that, actually 10 weeks of almost guaranteed slow time. If you're not taking a vacation in one of those 10 weeks, so between 4th of July and Labor Day, and then between Christmas and New Year's, as a personal trainer, I think you're making a pretty bad mistake. The only other option here is right around Easter and Passover. But there's probably 5 weeks a year that personal trainers should basically go, get out of town. The rest of the time, so that's 52, that's 47 weeks, where your clients are most likely to be here. You should be here. You should be present at the gym, accounted for, ready to work. And you might even find too that people are, here's the other concept, people will be embracing virtual / a hybrid model, which is what we're doing here at Structure. But people will be embracing a hybrid model of personal training. So if they are away at the vacation house, get them to get bands, get them to get power blocks, get them to get 3 kettlebells from Play It Again Sports, free plug, or Facebook Marketplace. Get them to get those things so that they have those tools, help them do it, okay? Help them, walk them through it. And I think you're gonna find that the hybrid model, charge a little less, but the hybrid model of in-person and virtual isn't going anywhere. I think you're going to find it is here. It's here to stay. And this concept, by the way, doesn't just apply to fitness. I think I was just reminded about it just because of the InBody. but which is the scale that measures body fat percentage and BMR and where you store body fat. And I'm embracing it and using it now more than I was before, because I just had there was a holiday, and I was thinking, this is a great time of year to do what? To reassess things. So, business leaders do this all the time. They say, let's look at the quarterly review and all that. Great, awesome. As a personal trainer, as somebody who's understanding a consumer, if you're in the consumer business and managing consumers, it's important to understand from a holiday perspective where and when people are spending money and the motivations that exist within that time frame. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. If it was, click subscribe or leave a comment if you agree, if you disagree. But really hope you make it through the summer doldrums and escape the scary summer doldrums. And then if you're a personal trainer and if I can help you in any way, let me know.